So, hello and welcome to the Stephen Perse podcast. My name's Dr Andy Kemp and it's my privilege to be head of the senior school in the foundation. Today I'm delighted to be joined by two colleagues, Natasha Hammond, who's pastoral leader for Year 8 and teaches in the design engineering department in the senior school and sixth form, and Caty Wynne-Powell, who's head of creative and design engineering at Dame Bradbury's, which is part of the school and foundation. Welcome to you both. It's really great to have you with us today to talk a little bit about the exciting work you've been doing supporting key workers in the NHS. Natasha, let's start with you if I can. Can you tell me a little bit about your time in the foundation and what your job involves on a day-to-day basis?
Hi, so I've been at the school for 2 years. Last year I was employed as teacher of design engineering. We deliver lessons from year 7 through to A level, all the fun lessons. And this year I've been pastoral leader for year 8, which is looking after the well-being of the students on a daily basis, managing the tutor team, speaking to the parents. It's been a really rewarding job and it definitely keeps me busy.
I can well imagine. It sounds like a fairly full-time job. Caty, what about you?
So I'm in my 6th year with the foundation, I think. I started off maternity cover in the junior school, and fortunately when that ran out I was able to join Dame Bradbury's and head up the design, creative and design engineering department, and I teach from reception to year 6 generally, but I focus on years 4, 5 and 6 within my subject. And yeah, I skip to work. I love what I teach, and it's a great learning curve. I'm picking up skills all the time and passing them on, and 3D printing is one of the newer skills.
Excellent. Well, you've both been involved in making PPE for the NHS in slightly different ways. Caty, do you want to tell us a little bit about what spurred you on to get involved in doing that?
Yeah, towards the beginning of our remote learning, I decided that if I wasn't going to be teaching from the studio, which equipment would I like to take with me? And I was going to take Elvis, our 3D printer. And
I love the fact you've named your 3D printer.
Yeah, he was delivered by Elvis, and our PTA, who very kindly purchased him, agreed that we had to give him a name. So I decided that I was going to bring Elvis home. And as soon as I realised that the country was in need of PPE and it was possible that they could be 3D printed, I thought, yeah, we've got to get onto that. I joined a national group to begin with, but because they were so big, it was really hard to get the support that I needed, because I'm at the very beginning of my 3D printing journey and I need a little more support than most. So I found that quite anonymous, and I just popped something on a local Facebook group, and someone suggested someone I got in contact with who was coordinating a team of people. So I joined them, and they've been amazing and given me so much support and really improved my 3D printing. I went from about 3 technical vocabulary to about 153. And I'm still going, I'm still problem solving. So yeah, it's been quite an experience.
Fantastic. And Natasha, what was it for you that drew you into wanting to make a difference here?
Originally, I saw an article about Kitronics, who's one of our main suppliers, making these visors and issuing them to the NHS. And I realised straight away we had the facilities to do exactly the same thing. So as we all do in these crazy, challenging times, I wanted to be as helpful as I can. And I had a lot more time over Easter than I expected to. School trips not going ahead and not being able to go home to Wales, which I
Yes, you didn't get your ski trip, did you, in the end?
No. So I thought, let's use this time wisely. And I sort of put the idea out there to the senior leadership at the Stephen Perse, but also to a Cambridge DT network group that I set up about 7 years ago with some colleagues. And we just talked about the practicalities of whether we could make this happen. I know one other school in the whole of Cambridgeshire that have taken on a similar task, and we've worked together in working with materials, logistics of who we donate the visors to make sure you know they're evenly spread out throughout.
Fantastic. So Caty, you've been 3D printing yours. What does that entail?
So that entails using someone else's design that's been approved by NHS staff, and using our slicer, which communicates the right language to my 3D printer, to print that design. And it means a lot of switching variables and tweaking, trying to make my machine optimize my machine.
Interesting. And how does that vary for what you're doing, Natasha? Because I think you're laser cutting yours, aren't you?
We are, yes, which the laser cut is a great machine, and we've got a large one, which means we've got a big surface area to work with, and we can get many coming out at one time. Again, it's a approved design by the NHS that was released by Kitronics. We adapted it slightly, just a couple of improvements that made it cut faster, go together a little bit quicker, things like that. We laser cut the band, but we have to hand cut the visor, which is the front part, and then manually assemble it all, disinfect it, package it, and deliver it.
Fantastic. And you've been producing them at quite a rate, I hear. So how many have you done now?
Today we hit 891 delivered, and by Friday we should have 1,200 out. That's
incredible. And what about you, Caty? I know they take a bit longer through the 3D printer.
They do, and as I said, I'm at the beginning of my journey. I've probably made about 80, but possibly not all of those have made it out there. But they did make it to one of our parents who has a GP surgery, and also to a podiatrist as well, who was in need of equipment, who was closely linked to the foundation. So that's a good thing.
Absolutely. And there are so many people who are really in need of this kind of equipment at the moment. It's not just hospitals, there's all sorts of places. Natasha, where's the stuff from your work been going?
A number of places. So we've got, I did write it down here. We've delivered to 4 hospitals, 19 care homes, 11 pharmacies, 3 GP surgeries and 3 charities, as well as the East Midlands Ambulance Service. So quite a few. Hospitals are Hinchingbrook, Addenbrooks, Brookfields and Nuffield, and the care homes are just all across Cambridge, starting with Arthur Rank. We've spread out a bit now, but the care home demand, I think, is actually higher than the hospitals at the moment.
Wow. Well, I can tell from all the stuff I'm reading on the news just how important the work that you're doing at the moment is, both of you. And I know from behalf of all the people and all the lovely letters I've had back from the people you've supplied stuff to, just what an important difference it's making. So a huge thank you from me and from the foundation for all the hard work you're doing, and keep it up. It's great stuff. Thank you so much. It's been really lovely to speak to you both today, and keep going with this fantastic work.
Of course. Nice to speak to you too.
Thank you.